I was able to fully understand life through looking at pizza, talking about pizza for an hour and a half with three other people, how pizza comes in a circle, but then you can divvy it up into triangles and squares and how it relates to life. And it was just like this insanely profound moment of how pizza related to life. But something that I wanted to talk about is my first ever experience sitting with plant medicine. And I had the pleasure and the honor of sitting with a plant called Wachuma. Some call it San Pedro, some call it peyote. I was told it's Wachuma. And it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced. I was pretty nervous going into it. I've never really done that sort of thing before in that setting. I didn't really know what to expect. I went with my buddy, which was a really good initiation into it of having someone that's already taken the medicine before, worked with this exact shaman before. Yeah, I was definitely pretty nervous going into it. I really did not know what to expect. And I kind of allowed myself to also just be pleasantly surprised. Um, and Wachuma is very interesting. When you take it, you take it, you just drink it. It's a liquid. It looks like snot, which is disgusting. But it's not like ayahuasca where it's this jarring, deep, deep shadow work level thing. And you're doing it at night. It's not like that at all. It is this very slow, smooth, calming uprise into it. And you don't even really realize you're in the medicine until you're into it. And the medicine lasts for a long time. It lasts for about 12 hours, sometimes even more. So you're in it all day long. Like we started the ceremony at 8 and it lasted till 11 p.m. So it was very, very, very long. And I thought that the medicine was going to make me see things and my vision was going to be distorted and kind of just like in the trenches of usually how like psychedelics work. But I don't know, Wachuma's not even a psychedelic. It's just this insanely large heart opener. And like you're seeing everything the exact same. You're just interpreting reality differently because the medicine is shifting your energy and it's shifting your state. So you're seeing everything the same. You are a little bit more euphoric, but you're seeing everything the same, but you're just, your brain's working differently, your nervous system is working differently, your heart's working differently. And so you're just interpreting and feeling everything in such a different way. And then also with the medicine, the mental noise just stops. There is no chatter in the mind. The inner dialogue and the narrator that a lot of people and us are not even aware that we have just seems to just stop. And the level that it takes you to, something that would take me probably hours of meditating or even days of meditating to achieve, of that level of silence for that prolonged amount of time is just such, just, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just the most peaceful feeling in the world of just being able to have complete silence in your head. You're not thinking about anything. You're purely just being. And it brings you back to this like childlike state. Like, it literally felt like I was back in like elementary school because I did this with a large group of people, about 22 people. And so it makes you just feel so connected to yourself, connected to nature, connected to others. And it literally felt like I was back in elementary school in a classroom talking with people without any judgments, circumstances, strategizing, worrying. Like none of the thoughts are going. You are just in this pure essence of pure being and connectedness with others and like talking to others. It literally felt like you were just like a kid on the playground going up to someone and be like, I like your shirt. And they're like, I like your shoes. And you're like, do you want to be friends? And then you would just talk. And the medicine was beautiful in that regard. And then also the ability and it just allowing me to be introspective when I needed to. And so it's like normally, as I'm going through the day, there was no thoughts. But when I wanted to have thoughts, I could also drum them up. And then in conversations, it's kind of like it's just pure intuition is flowing through you. But I remember talking to the shaman, and he's like, the state you're in now is the state where you can actually make decisions properly because you're not having anyone else's judgment, your own judgment, fear, worry, anything else. You're just in this very, very content space where you are free in the mind to make decisions, and allowed me to be incredibly introspective when I wanted to. And it was beautiful. But then, like, I can go from this very deep introspection and taking notes and really figuring things out on my end to then also talking about pizza for an hour and a half with three other people and talking about how pizza comes in a circle, but then you can divvy it up into triangles and squares and how it relates to life. And it was just like this insanely profound moment of how pizza related to life and how I was able to fully understand life through looking at pizza. And it was the wildest thing I've ever experienced. And I don't even know how to articulate that here. I don't know how, but it was like in that moment, talking with these people about pizza, flavors, shapes, sizes, where it all comes from. It was like I understood life perfectly. And I don't know how to articulate that now. And what really shifted for me, and it was this moment where the medicine makes you want to move. The medicine makes you want to get up and dance and listen to music. And the shaman and his lovely wife were able to bring instruments, and you're getting up. And as you're trying to get into the medicine, the shaman and his wife are very much of like, everyone get up, get out of your head, get into your body and start moving. And it's whether it's a drum line or you're singing or you're dancing or people are vibing with each other, like whatever it is, this beautiful moment that I was able to experience where I was looking at people go into this circle and start to play instruments and drums. And I was standing on the outside of it being like, well, what are people going to think about? What if they judge me? What if I don't look right? What if I X, Y, and Z and all these reasons? And I remember the shaman's wife came up to me and she was like, free yourself, get out of your head, come in line. And it was this such impactful moment of like, no one cares. Like everyone is on their own literal inward journey experiencing this medicine. And it was a really important lesson for me to see. And then another one was we were all sitting down and someone brought like a flute and then they were playing it and they were just handing it one by one by one. And I was the second person to go up. And I was like, how do I do this? The guy was like, I don't know, just figure it out. And it was interesting of doing something because I have not played instruments since I was 5 years old, 6 years old. It was very interesting to pick up an instrument that I had no idea how to play and attempt to play it and feel the anxiety, to feel the slight embarrassment, to feel the uncomfortability of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it was met with so much cheer and support, and people were stoked that I was even trying it, and they're trying to make a beat with me. And I was like, oh, why am I always thinking of the things I do that I'm not great at or it's not perfect is going to be judged by others? Where this is a prime example of me just shooting the shit and just trying something really quickly to see if it works. And he was met with such love and praise and joy. And so it really taught me of creating and coming back into content again from this place of quietness and being so secure in me and who I am without the mental narration and the mental gymnastics of what do people think? What if it looks bad? What if it messes up? What if it doesn't perform? And it just takes all that out. And it's been such a freeing feeling. And coming home out of sitting with the plant medicine and Wachuma, I've really been able to try and bring back this energy with me of just this utter sense of freedom and the sense of joy and like a new love for life where I'm not thinking nearly as much as I was. And I'm very okay with what is happening in my life and where I'm at in who I am as a person and my path and where I'm going. And I don't think I've ever been as content with my life as I am right now. And I'm really excited about where I'm at right now in life and really hoping to bring that mental clarity, that energetic clarity, the open heartness, the open energy, and a new state into relationships, work, friendships, everything with life. And it's just been a really amazing experience sitting with that medicine. And I don't know, I just have so much honor and respect for it. The medicine, the shaman, his wife, and just the group itself was just incredible to be with. And it was so loving and supporting. And I'm going to do it again.